Hey now, welcome to Freedom Sufferer Cards video number 249. Sit down, and today, bam, as you can see, we got Pinhead with us. We have a special episode as we are in October, not Halloween yet, I know. We could begin our preparations. No problem at all, man. But before we get into what I've got planned for today, I'd like to give out a couple of shoutouts. First one in the horror theme, but with Don't Forget to Save. I've given him shoutouts before. Super awesome guy. Become friends with him like a lot of these channels. He's also a big horror fan, so that's really, really cool, because I'm a diehard horror fan as well. And he's had a long series going on called Free Jason, which documents a lot of the behind-the-scenes problems behind that franchise of Friday 13th, if you're wondering. For those of you that don't directly connect Jason to Friday 13th with horror, probably are a couple, but anyway, yeah, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but there is big news regarding Friday the 13th, and he just touched on it, so please go check it out. It's also got cards there, it's also got comics, and yeah, heavy on horror, and I know for a fact there's a bunch of you out there that are horror fanatics. So, I will have that information in the video description. And the next shout out has to do with comics, because that's what I'm going to be showcasing. MadSpidey. He is a big Marvel fan. Predominantly Marvel fan. He's got a very cool giveaway going on right now, a VR giveaway, where he's giving away a Marvel graded #1 Punisher. I said star power, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. And shipping worldwide. So please check that out. Part of the VR, though, which I'll get in on right now, is you gotta give a recommendation for a comic for him to get, and 3 shoutouts to other comic channels. And I have a bunch, so it's hard to make the choice, but I'm gonna go with the 3 most recent I've seen. Zach's Collections. I will leave all of these links in the video description. This is for you, MadSpidey. We got Zach's Collections, another Zed, yeah, in Zoey and Pop's Hope Comics and Collectible, and we got Brian LCS. Those are my 3 shoutouts. And as far as my recommendation for a comic, well, I know you're a Marvel guy, and I told you this. I still recommend DC Lord Havoc and the Extremists. Countdown Presents, that series is called. It's like a 4 or 6 comic series, I'm not sure. Back in Canada, I have the whole thick book that has all volumes together. Outstanding comic. And if you're going Marvel, well, we will begin now, and this will be my recommendation to you, my friend. So, way back in 1993, Marvel Comics, Epic Comics, decided to release a limited 6-issue series of Pinhead, the lead man in Hellraiser. And you're thinking, horror, gory, Marvel? Yeah, man. So, I picked them up a long time ago. A couple of them have been opened once, not by me anyway. And I have read all of these comics. I have them in ebook. So, I'm not going to open them to show you. So this is all just going to be comic covers for you, but they're all boarded, so. Comic #1 is #1 in the series. It's a beautiful, foily cover, man, foil. Pinhead issue #1. Here you go, you got Marvel there on the top. #1, beautiful, outstanding condition. First pain pet issue, man. So in this series, it's been a long time since I read them, but pretty much it begins. There's a bunch of chaos and disorder and hell, and Pinhead and the Cenobites, which are his crew members, we'll say, they gotta try and find the cause of the chaos. So Pinhead pretty much goes back in time to try and find where the root of this started. But something went wrong, and he instead, by the end of issue 1, I'm not going to spoil anything too big, just give you an idea of what's going on here for you Hellraiser fans, how cool of a comic series this was. Much better than Hellraiser 4 and on, but anyway. So he tries to find out what's going on in hell, and Pinhead, for those that also don't know, is the Lord of the Damned, man. Pinhead is who, in hell, in this story anyway, chooses the suffering and punishment for those that go to hell. He is absolutely epic. So for those that think Pinhead's a bad guy, dude, that's Pinhead's job. Pick the punishment. So he's ruthless, though. We'll just say that. He's ruthless. Likes to attack in the mind, man. And then come at you with the chains and the hooks. But so going on to episode 2, or part 2, we got Pinhead here, number 2. Oh, Clive Barker. Now in part 2, he is in 1876 and keeps pretty much searching what's going on. Why is there all this stuff going on in hell? Somewhere in time, something went wrong. So he is, yeah, you know what's going on, 1876. All kinds of voodoo and crazy things. But anyway, very, very cool comic as well. Then we got number 3, where he keeps going back in time. At the end of part 2, he went to 1728, and now, in 1728, he assumes every time he goes back in time, he pretty much, that body dies, and he assumes another body in an earlier, pretty much an earlier body of himself, earlier version of himself. And this is some corrupt, twisted priest. And yeah, Pinhead ends up being, apparently, some kind of priest in 1728. If you could imagine that. Very, very cool, though. The story is... I'm skipping through all the graphic gore because I don't want to put an age restriction on this. That's also another good thing I'm not opening it. But by the end of part 3, and now we're going to part 4 here, traveling to AD 627 AD, man. He goes into an earlier version of himself as a Mayan prince. Mayan prince Pinhead there. I mean, it's just the cover, but it's sort of gory enough. You know what's going on there. Everyone's head will roll, man. Pinhead's yours in Mayan. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, man. So there you go, part 4. Keeps going back and back and back and back in time, yeah. So, where does he go after he leaves this body? Still trying to get answers, man. He goes to ancient, back in the Sumerian times, ancient Sumer. And here, interesting version of Pinhead. He is some kind of warrior king, but a lot going on. Again, I'm going to skip through. Even the parts I do remember pretty clearly are the gory parts. It's usually how it goes, and I'm not going to talk about who gets what done to them. And then we have our final edition, final episode, I don't know what series, final issue. There it is, man. There he is, he's back. And we're going back to the Cro-Magnon times, man. So, just really, really cool. Really, really, really cool Pinhead stuff. Excellent for those that have a creative mind. Just really, really well done. I'm very, very happy with these, all 6 of them. Of course, the most impressive is episode, or there it is again, issue number 1, Foily Pinhead. Now, those are my recommendations to you then, MadSpidey, if you're not going to go DC. But I also do have one more Hellraiser comic here. It's from Hellraiser 3. It's a thick comic book. Very awesome. Again, like, I don't know what the condition is, but all of these are very close to mint. I don't open them. They've stayed like this since the beginning. So, just awesome. This is from the movie Hellraiser 3. Has nothing to do with this series. This is just Hellraiser, not Pinhead. So, there is my horror little teaser. On Halloween, I will be showcasing my Hellraiser trading cards. I have the complete set there as well. So just please don't forget to check out the 2 shoutouts. And before we go, you're wondering what is this? It's not some DVD. It is box got a little bit of damage, man, when it was sent to me, gifted to me by the Twister, best friend, man. Got a beautiful Pinhead. Well, I'm going to get more into the Hellraiser series on Halloween itself, but here he is. Comes with his interchangeable heads. He's got his puzzle boxes. Just awesome. Changes hands, weapons. Yeah. There he is. There he is. No tears, please. It is a waste. Yeah, he had some phrases. Your suffering will be legendary even in hell, man. That's like, he would cut some promos that could work well with what Randy Savage says. We have such sights to show you. Yes. Yes, Pinhead. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please give the video a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the comics. If you're a fan, for those of you that are old enough to watch the movies, if you are a fan of it, it is very, very gory. I do not recommend it for children. Just want to point that out. But, yeah, big fan. Big fan. So I'll see you all soon. Real soon.
Leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned for all eternity in the center